me did Akosia Dankwa. Be fragugo ha, agugo asante achimagogo. Na me ye fu, me ye body fu. Madaroma, me wo fu pa. Ya, me munsu me yale ni me na ba akonye. Enso, esan se minti na fa akon me obi oba me de ani adinti. Me de ma ho odin kakra na me won ye fu. And this time no 2016 na ba besia na ma ye fu be 350. And I'm saying, do fufro e kan ho fufro me do na ye 150 150 me o hwana ye be ka che me say oba bi bam ho na me so oba be o mo say ayi and this ni bi free dwa so ye Sophia for penny you was here o say o metwa mafu mu na me say obi won nine and mo betwa mafu agofa and me ni play papa anya sam keto na me kan sa ni pe ma akoma kwa bienu aduasa nson na be gina fon teta mutwa e na ne ya wada no ma sa betwa papa ene media mi aho papa.
The story of Akosua Dankwa defines the state of Ghana's agricultural sector before the end of 2016. Under the previous government, Ghana's agriculture was in a state of decline. Prior to 2017, the performance of the sector had been erratic, recording a growth rate of 0.8% in 2011, one of the lowest in modern times. A 2.9% growth in 2016 told no better story.
We met a sector which was underperforming, with one of the lowest agricultural productivity in not only West Africa or Africa, but the whole world. You have yields which were very low, and we are talking about across board. We're talking about food crops, we're talking about our famous cocoa, we're talking about tree crops. The yields were very low.
Farmers like Akosua Dankwa had their livelihoods taken away and neglected. The Agric Ministry itself was abandoned.
You look at the budget, the percentage of the budget which went to agriculture also was going down to the extent that by the time they left office, it was less than 1% of total budgetary allocation was into this ministry. It really showed you that although the rhetorical was very, very loud, farmers are important to us, but in reality, nothing was happening in the sector.
His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, the man who don't go to.
Having effectively diagnosed the problems of the sector, President Akufo-Addo took the decision to do everything possible to put agriculture back on the path of transformation and work towards harnessing effectively its potential.
To you, the students, make full use of your time here so that you can have a productive future. And the investment that is being made to you here to prepare you to play a leading role in the development of Ghana's agriculture. Seize it with both hands. There's a large future out here, and you can play a very important role in that future.
The launch of the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative in April 2017 strongly signaled government's determination to reverse the flagging fortunes of the sector. Under the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative, several other programs have been realized to transform Ghana's agriculture. Within this first term, the Planting for Food and Jobs program resulted in a sectorial growth rate from a low 2.9% in 2016 to 6.1% in 2017, the first year of its implementation. By the end of 2019, it had grown to 6.9%. On the ground, government initially supplied 216 pickup vehicles to extension officers and district directors of agriculture. 2,700 Agric Extension officers were immediately recruited, with some 8,000 graduates for the Feed Ghana module of the NAPCO program. These extension officers, moving from community to community, have been charged with educating farmers on improved methods of farming.
Before then, we were having only 5 AEs, 5 field officers, which 2 of them have even retired. But for last 2 years, 2018, we had up to 70 AEs. That was addition of 5 AEs. So now we have a lot of field officers to reach every farmer within the district.
provision of improved seeds and subsidized fertilizers has largely accounted for high farm yields and impressive growth of the agricultural sector over the past 3 years.
Fertilizer papa can me double so na be na me binin nan edinanado waba yedana se.
In a drought farm soil in the central district of the Ashanti region, this 400-acre corn farm is being harvested mechanically. Thanks to the provision of the improved hybrid seeds provided under the Planting for Food and Jobs program.
I started this farm about 15 years ago, but in fact, this is the first time that I'm having this bumper harvest because of the help of the government, PF&J. And the corn you see over here is a hybrid, special maize, and this was provided by MOFA, and they've given me a lot of assistance. This president has contributed a lot. I started this farm 15 years ago. I didn't get this help.
In 2020 alone, this farm is producing over 35,000 bags of maize per season, feeding Ghana, supporting poultry, and creating jobs for the youth.
The Nairi, who is the overlord of the Maprosi, when I visited his palace the last time I was in the north, he said to me, this is the first time that he's seen new maize meeting old maize. In other words, traditionally there's a gap of no stocks in the household for maybe 2-3 months before the new harvest.
It has been given a new face, and I hope the next 4 years will be to be something phenomenal.
Through his regular working visits across the country throughout his first term in office, the president has personally been on the ground to inspect works done on these farms. His regular engagement with farmers and stakeholders has added value to Ghana's agriculture. Government introduced greenhouse villages to offer opportunity for the youth to be trained in intensive vegetable cultivation using modern technology. 3 greenhouse villages have been established at Dowenya, Akumadan, and Bodrase. Sefi in the Western North region is one of Ghana's cocoa growing hub. In the town of Esam and in Suakrom, cocoa farming is what has kept these communities going over the years.
Kaneno na Suakrom na ya ti cocoa ha papa.
Cocoa sisambro na bechi ye cocoa no ama ye cocoa no yale asimu. Nti first ya ti etimiya 20 bars. Ewie ya ti 10 bars. Yenya bi.
During the Mahama-led government, cocoa production began to decline from the height of 1 million metric tons. It was by far the biggest drop in cocoa production on record within the past 2 decades.
In
their scramble for a solution, the NDC government chose to distribute free fertilizers. However, the records showed that despite such policy, cocoa production was in a yearly decline under his administration. Instead, a thriving fertilizer smuggling enterprise was created. Hundreds of thousands of bags of fertilizers were smuggled to neighboring countries where they could sell on the market for profit.
How the Ebre Bipa so grown down, no, but any pay woman, nay, any packetwa. How business a cocoa we are not break quite a groom.
For instance, in Ghana, our yield for cocoa was only 450 kilograms per hectare. In Cote d'Ivoire next door, they were doing 1.1 metric tons per hectare, which is more than twice what the Ghanaian farmer was doing.
Today, the implementation of various programs such as replanting, mass spraying, fertilizer application, hand pollination, mass pruning, and cocoa farm irrigation are all intended to transform Ghana's cocoa sector.
Cocoa no, enu echi anso hwa ombeye line and peg maye. Omu wie ye no nsoso no. Omo san edua bode fefe kama e de maye.
Anado na ban e baye cocoa awu aye twa. Yenya ho adwuma mfaso bebre.
Afini duru ye no mbedua cocoa no omo che ye cocoa ma free nezre no. Emi ebedua ye. Se ye cocoa na ye kama.
The Akufo-Addo government maintained the producer prices in the preceding years, despite a 40% decline in the international prices of cocoa, which occurred during those periods. The current producer price of cocoa, which is 515 Ghana cedis per bag, is the highest amount ever paid to cocoa farmers. Many farming communities across the country may boast of the overwhelming success of the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative, but the people of Agogo in the Ashanti Achim district of the Ashanti region are even singing a louder song. This plantain market in Agogo is overwhelmed with harvested produce. For the first time, traders here export plantain to Ghana's neighboring countries, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, and Niger.
People are coming all the way from Kano to come and take our maize, and farmers are taking initiatives from Agogo, plantain farmers setting up shop in Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso. I mean, it's amazing how things have changed overnight.
Guys, this year na border near Chevron and the bag of be about watching when you and that dinner.
Me pa choya frame na na akosua tawia. Me ya kuafo hema wasante achimago. Border nipa fifiri baby bebre. Enkranfo eba. Enkran dwa biara ayagbogoshi, Malata, Medina, Tema. Baby bia eba ebeto bodie.
At the end of the year 2018, we had 133,000 farmers over participating in Planting for Food and Jobs. 2019, our target was 160,000 farmers. But at the end of the year, we had 257,000 farmers plus. So you could see it's more than triple jump. So we realized that in the region from 2017 up to 2019, there has been exponential growth as far as Planting for Food and Job is concerned.
Papa na do digu kwa mma akuafu. Aboa mane memma wo yekure yim. Tituru ya ma yekura de. Na nado ade a waya ma ye ntumi nka. Se yesra ne se onsena ye nkyɛn kakra. Mane nko. Ye ginu se abanya bako ma yekua adwuma buru 20 years ma ya buru na me maame yekua ni o e na wo me tetu kua mu o abanya ba na ban we die wa hwene kuafo ho nti akuafo ye si ye manamo ni yo ye de na ye yeku ye de na ye papa ye de na ye dofo so bi ka se wodo a wi ase twa bibia na nado ye dofo ye dono papa ye de ye bibia e wo wiase
The story of Rahina to Karim, a young rice farmer in Tepa in the Ahafrano North District, is further testimony to the new breath of air in Ghana's agricultural sector, where the youth are developing interest.
Na menimu kunu mumu na eye na ne yanim adwuma na ni so ti e ba na ya topeti ne yanim bonso ene ade na me didi mama me kunu on de oyese on de ontimi nye ti me so na me totomo eton me twa ne konkokoko ti me hwe na e wo se me beye adwuma na kakra fi se me so me nya ma asase ne na ho ti me ba na rekefo ne ba na ombe kire so oh se kra nkrofo bi bombe boy planting for food and jobs ti ye yire ho nya adwuma Emaminya akukuduro se meye timigusu a meye na kramo ba ye se bonso ni twa na ye tim ne basa na se ye topeti o mbe kire ye lines no wa wo hwia se hu se matim ne line o mbe kire se de be ye lines no ye be gu ye mo kwan be fa so ye be gu no mo ye ngu no soro na bi ensu antokwa na akotu krompa ayede ye gu no wonsuom na wutu a hwa na wo san wo horo no ansa na wapeja akwa akoti.
Inspired by the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative and with support from Agric Extension officers providing improved seeds, Rahina today harvests 17 bags of rice per acre on her 2.5-acre farm.
The Planting for Food and Jobs no buy me year first year no, me 17 bags for 1 acre. And my manager na mkache me kunis I feel the menyamu no onjimini. Tina me mane be bobo ya for be farm no e de ko ma wonu ahu se menye bi. Nti 2017 no e ma me girem ho eye nti me bua scanner no na me dwene me hu de me scanner menya kakra no me de beye na me yese sare me beto abobo ya ma me ku nti 2018 April na me to abobo ya ba ko de ma me ku nti October 2018 na me sa to abobo ya ba ko ma chiri ba otosu bi nti 2019 no na me to prot no me twa me blocks wa guso ti amamanya say we say afa kwa me afa na ba no aduane kwa nka me kofi me ba kwa me pese me kofi ntem sese maami dobi mpapa dobi machiri ba miensa dobi enan na mata bobo ya ma no so onu so kura domo no bi tina na waboa ye e wase ye to aba ma no wode Planting for Food and Jobs ba ya metimi eye ejapade ato be wo ma miensa me ye ejapade ama me ma no minimi so obi so edi bi so eye ade foforo so a echensa me jinidi nana beye.
President Akufo-Addo's strategy of linking agriculture to industry under the One District, One Factory program and others are being aggressively pursued. The bumper harvest during his first term in office is testimony to how leadership of service can transform Ghana's agricultural sector. For now, the inspiring story of Rahina and many other farmers is giving hope for a brighter future.